Hey guys, it's me, Candy. If you are new here, I'm a mom to 5. On my channel, I share a lot of homeschooling, homesteading, gardening, day in the life, what's for dinner, canning, grocery hauls, just all kinds of large family life. I thought I'd hop on here, say hi, kind of have a quick chat with you guys because I'm just sitting in the car. James is running a few errands. I went with him into Atwoods and things, but my ankle has swollen up quite a bit. And I don't want to walk around Lowe's, so I'm just sitting here in the car while he goes in search of something. He went back to work last week. They had him hauling sand, but it ended up being just a mess, and he's just going to go back to hauling regular loads. They had him hauling the sand because it's just like a hook and go. He doesn't have to tarp or strap anything, and so they thought, you know, if that would work out, he could do that just and continue to recover a little bit. But the company that they were doing that for promised them 6 loads a day, and then they only end up giving James 2 loads in a whole week. So they aren't going to be doing that anymore. So he's going to go back to regular loads, but his boss is going to try to find him things that he won't necessarily have to tarp and strap every load, just until his shoulder gets stronger. But upon getting his truck back from another driver, he had so much trouble. The driver had hit a deer, so he had a headlight out, his bumper smashed in, something else on the side broken, a mirror broken, all kinds of stuff that needed repaired. So they fixed most of that. The bumper still caved in, but he got the truck back. It was filthy. The driver left food in James's refrigerator, which we bought, not the company he works for. Left rotten food in the truck, moldy food, so all in the refrigerator. So James had to bring that home, and we had to bleach it all out. The driver left trash all over in the truck. He had a dog that he let completely chew up the bottom mattress, which is the one James typically sleeps on. So James's boss made that driver give James the new mattress that was in the truck he's going into, and he gave that driver the one he let his dog destroy until he's ready for them to take it out of his check to order him a new mattress, because it was his fault. But all of that to say, James is also missing a lot of tools and personal things that he purchased for his truck, and so he's been having to run around and pick up new toe straps and strap bars and things that he needs, because he needs to be able to do his job this week. So he's headed to Pennsylvania this week. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully it isn't a disaster and his shoulder can handle all of this, because I'm just very nervous for this. But that's kind of where things are with James and what we're up to today. We've been doing the Eat at Home challenge. It's been going really well. I'm kind of glad we're doing this because it's going to save us money. Typically we only go to dinner like twice a year, but the kids and I sometimes grab lunch or whatever before co-op. So it's kind of helping me to be more proactive about planning ahead, planning lunches, planning breakfast for busy days. I felt last week like I did a good job at that, making sure we had breakfast and lunch and things. And then we had that power outage when we got home, and it ended up being a peanut butter and jelly night. The kids were so excited to have fish, and then we couldn't. And we didn't get power back on until almost midnight. But I just didn't want anybody getting in the fridge, so I just took out a small, like, half pint of, I think it was sand plum jam, or sand plum jelly out of the cellar, and we took out some peanut butter out of the cabinet, and we made sandwiches. I just piled them up on a plate, and that was dinner. I just didn't want to get in the fridge for anything because I didn't know when the power would be restored. And we still don't know, other than them saying there were some power lines down, exactly what happened. But when I reported it, there was 200 without power, and then by the time it was said and done, there was 300 without power. But what we did was we ate our sandwiches, and then James realized his wallet was still in his work truck, and he had the doctor's appointment in the morning. So we took a car ride up to the city, got his wallet, came home, and we everybody just went to bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night because all the power came on, all the lights came on, and I went through the house, shut everything off. I turned on all our faucets and let the air bubbles come out because our well kicked back on, and I didn't want to like blow pipes up or anything. And then I set all of our pipes to dripping because it dropped down to 28 during the night, and I didn't want our pipes to freeze. But that's kind of, yeah, how it's going with the Eat at Home Challenge. I mean, I was glad that I had planned ahead for breakfast and lunch that day, and it left me making sure everybody was fed without us grabbing donuts at the donut shop and pizza at the pizza place. So it was healthier for us, it was better for us, it was cheaper for us. And because I did all of that the day before, I didn't have a mountain of dishes sitting in my sink when we came home to no power. So it was all around good. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm glad we're doing it. We're going to see how long we can do it. I wanted to do the 3 Rivers Challenge, Pantry Challenge, and I'm thinking maybe we'll do it in February. But for now, I'm going to hold off on it, just because we have used so much of the canned goods and things we have. In the first several months, James was out of work because they kept telling us we didn't qualify for food stamps, and that because he's self-employed, we had to do this and that, and we had to jump through so many hoops. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. We've got hay in the back of the truck, and I feel like that's probably what's killing me. I lost track of thought. I was watching somebody. I was talking about the canned goods and stuff. And we had applied for food stamps because James was going to be out of work, and the doctors had told us 6 weeks. And so they said we didn't qualify and to reapply in 30 days when I first applied. So we had to wait for him to not have any income for 30 days, reapply, and then it took him like a month to process it. So it took like 2 months for them to approve us. And then because he's self-employed, they told us we have to reapply every month to get reapproved each month. I don't know. It's been a pain, but when we finally get them and I'm able to go grocery shopping, it's a blessing. But like just going through all of this process, even though we had letters from his boss and his doctor and his surgeon and everybody saying he couldn't work, and we just have to redo everything every time. But yeah, we went through a lot of our canned goods and things in the beginning, when we were waiting for things to get rolling with all that. And so I kind of want to wait till about February, March to do the pantry challenge, just because, I don't know, kind of just, I think right before garden season, if we could eat down a lot of what we have, that would be awesome. But we'll see. I'm just kind of playing things by ear right now, but I'm kind of looking at February for that. Okay guys, so now I'm in my car. We went back to the house and we got the hay and stuff unloaded, and she texted me that she had the veggies for me to pick up for the animals. So I went ahead and came over here to pick up the veggies for the animals, and I kind of wanted to finish this chat up before I head home because it's quiet in the car, and also just kind of wanted to get my thoughts out before I end up coming back to this later when I have time and then forgetting what I had already mentioned. So I wanted to give some updates on kids. If you saw in a previous video, I mentioned that we had figured out some things with CJ. So let's kind of talk about that. They still don't know why he's passing out. They told us to increase his fluids and to increase his sodium because his sodium levels are really low. And I have seizures when my sodium levels drop too low. So they said to increase that and see if that could be why he's passing out. But they aren't sure. So that's kind of where that is. As far as the facial twitch and his tics that he's developed, they said it is considered Tourette's, because if it was just like the thing that his mouth does or his eye does, if it was just one of those things, it would just be a tic. But because he has a thing that his, like a winking thing his eye does, and a thing his mouth does, and then he also has a sound he makes, and there's something else he does. Oh, he does a thing with his nose. So they said because it's multiple things, it's considered Tourette's. So they've diagnosed him as having Tourette's. There are medications that he could take, but the side effects on the medications are something that we had to consider, and we considered that, and he and I talked about it, and he does not want to take the medications because there are no side effects to Tourette's. It's not going to harm him. It, you know, he might be embarrassed by it, and if he decides he's embarrassed by it, they can do the medication. But if it doesn't bother him and it's not causing him any pain, then they said that they would suggest we don't do medication. So he and I talked about it, and he didn't even realize he was doing most of the things except for the noise he makes, until he saw the videos that I took for the doctor. And so he said because it doesn't bother him, that he's okay with not doing the medication for now. And hopefully when he hits adulthood, it'll pass. That's kind of what they said usually happens when they develop these tics and Tourette's during puberty and all that. And so we're going to wait it out for now, see how things go. But that's kind of where he is. And then when it comes to Mika and Bubba and their arthritis and winter, Mika is actually considered to be in remission right now with her arthritis. She's doing amazing, and I'm really surprised by that because usually in the winter she has a really, really hard time, but she's doing really well. And Bubba is having a horrible time with winter. His ankles and knees have been swelling a lot. I had to spend a lot of money that I don't really have, with James having been off work since September, to buy him a couple new pairs of shoes to try to help take some of the pain in his ankles and knees away. So I had to buy him some really kind of expensive shoes in hopes that they'll help with some of the pain. So we'll see how these work out. Hopefully they do. But he's been having to take pain medication every day since the week of Halloween, I think. Something like that. It's been a while. So, that's how he's been doing. That's how Mika's been doing. Penny's good. Penny's been doing amazing in school. And Maddie's been doing amazing in school. I started her because she was only 4 in August. I started her on pre-K work. She went through all of it before September was over. So then I printed her kindergarten work, and she's blowing through the kindergarten work, and she keeps saying, I thought you said this work would be harder. And it's not, because she's she's very advanced for her age. She just turned 5 in September. She is rocking through the kindergarten work. She can sound out a lot of words. She can sound out and spell words to you. So she's doing really well. I think we might start some early reading, but we're just going to wait. And I don't want to push too hard because she really is a very curious learner, and I love that she is doing so well. But yeah, so that's kind of how things are going with basically everybody. My ankle's been giving me a lot of grief. It's been swelling up a lot and hurting. It hasn't been dislocating, but it's huge compared to my other ankle. It's like twice the size of it. So I'm going to start doing my home physical therapy exercises, see if they help, and go from there. But we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just winging it these days with everything. I am going to start meal planning, and I'm going to start spending Monday early morning hours, like if possible, or Monday evenings, doing some prep for the week to make things easier with co-op and school and James being back at work and doctor's appointments for people and whatever we have going on. So I'm going to look at my schedule for the week, figure out what days we're going to be busy, what days I need to plan lunches for, what things I can prep ahead of time or thaw ahead of time, what days crock pot meals will be good, things like that. and I'm going to start getting up at like 5 on Monday mornings and getting my life together as far as prepping and planning for things, to save us money in that regard, and start doing like I've been doing so far with the Eat at Home challenge. So I'm super excited kind of to be doing that, not to be getting up early because I'm a night owl and not a morning person, but I'm gonna do it. So I was really proud of myself the other day when I got up early and I got so much done. I got almost everything on my list done, and so I'd like to kind of keep the momentum going and see what all I can do in a day. So anyways, that's kind of how things are going. I just wanted to give you guys some updates and chat with you guys a little bit. But I've got 3 boxes of produce, I don't know, in the trunk, apples and lettuce and cabbage and things for the animals that I need to get home so we can get them fed, because I think it's gonna rain, it looks like it. So I'm gonna end this here, but like I said, I just kind of wanted to give you guys some updates. So be watching for our Eat at Home days. I'll be sharing every day in videos. I might only show the meals we ate that day. Other days I may show a full day in the life of things that we did. So just kind of keep that in mind, that I will be sharing different things, but I'll always show what we ate. But like I said, some days I may show, you know, us going through our schoolwork and our library day and our co-op day, or us going to the park or appointments or whatever. And then other days I'll just show breakfast, lunch, dinner. But yeah, that's kind of, I don't know yet. I would like to get back to where I vlog every day, but some days it's just hard to get the momentum going from first thing. And so then by then it's like noon or 1 and I'm like, oh, I never picked up the camera except to film breakfast and lunch, so never mind, we'll try again tomorrow. But I will get there. It's just, it's been a long several months. So anyways, I'll be seeing you guys soon, but I'm gonna end this here. So leave a comment below if you have any questions about anything mentioned in this video, or about the Eat at Home challenge we're doing. It is Large Family Loves Eat at Home challenge that we're doing, and she's one of my favorite channels to follow. Usually in the mornings I make my cup of coffee and then I watch her video, and then I start making breakfast plans and get on with my day. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys soon.